So, we talked about this on a Dumb Fact Friday, and me and Manya kind of went over how just this general statement is bullshit. But a little bit more has come out since. So this one says, on September 12th, 2023, at 5:48 a.m., I was swatted by an anonymous false domestic violence call, and 4 armed police abruptly pounded on my door, by a female reporting party. I have the event report and the threat of it prior to the swatting, and still YouTube creators could not help me. So, this is absurd, and we went through a little bit more detail on Friday about why this is just kind of an absurd statement to have made and is kind of nonsensical. But I'm going to go through it really, really quick here. At 5:48 a.m., I was swatted by an anonymous false domestic violence call. A domestic violence call is very unlikely to engage SWAT, specifically because SWAT deals with armed bomb threats, armed hostage situations, incredibly dangerous stuff. Right, so just a general domestic violence call would not engage SWAT. 4 armed police. All police in America are armed. So there's a big difference between the police are breaking in, guns drawn, instead of the police had weapons. It's like, yeah, of course they did. Abruptly pounded on my door. They knocked. You know what SWAT doesn't do? SWAT doesn't knock. That's not a thing that SWAT does. SWAT is like, shoot first, ask questions later. Yeah. By a female reporting party. So this is just a weird sentence. What he means is the person who called in the false domestic violence report was a female, according to the police. I have the event report, meaning the police report number, and the threat of it prior to the swatting, which, from best I can tell, there was a YouTube channel that was named something about Steven swatting. And still YouTube creators could not help me. The fuck does he want YouTube to do about it? So from the best I can tell is Steve thinks that he's being threatened or extorted for his YouTube channel, but I don't know what extorted would look like. What do they want from you? Like, that's how extortion works. Now, if somebody's reporting your videos that you may or may not have done 25 hours yourself directly of streams about them, and they're calling out for privacy after you tried to contact their family via Facebook, yeah, that's not false, nor is that, whether or not YouTube decides to follow through with it or not, that's not a false report. It's also not a false flag. I don't know what that would have to do with the swatting, though, or what you're being extorted over. This is the same as when he accused me of blackmail. It's like, no, you don't understand. For people to be doing this, they have to be demanding something from you. Who's demanding what from you? Either way, I'm going to show you guys what swatting is. And you can see if it matches.
They're clearing rooms. What in the world? I think we're getting swatted. I think we're getting swatted. What in the world?
Put your hands up! Get on the ground! Get on the ground now! Get on the ground! There's one in the corner. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands on your back! Put your hands on your back. Do it now. Don't you fucking move. You hear me, boys?
Дамы и господа, мы ждем.
That is swatting. So when you tell the internet you got swatted, this is what people are expecting to hear and see. Abruptly pounded on my door. So, fun fact, he actually posted it. He posted the police report. Let's see if it reads like literally anything we've seen. This is what a swatting attempt looks like. Priority 3 means immediate response. Domestic violence calls are usually some of the most dangerous. Where is hashtag without a crystal ball? Katie Joy? Where is Katie Joy's event record of something that never happened? She was not swatted. I was. So let's read it. Event number, address, blocked out. Final type is listed as general disturbance. So this is not, like, the final type is not what it was called in as, it's what the police clear the area as. Right? Detail completed. Then it says, like, names and unit and time, dispatch. The time matches up, fine, whatever. Case number assigned to. There's no fucking assignments to anything. And here we go. Reporting party, RP, advised she can hear arguing and banging at the address given. Nothing else, no, nothing seen, only can hear. Several past domestic violent issues at apartment. Reporting party believes female at location had kicked a male out, but she believes the male came back. Mobile update, unit number, blah, blah, blah. Making contact at the location. We made contact with Steve. He advised he is alone. Police reported, wrote down, said, I knocked on the screen door and was greeted by Steve. We asked Steve if everything was okay, to which he said it was and was alone. We asked Steve if he could come out of his home to speak with us, which he declined and said he was fine. Steve then shut the door on us. Yeah, you can just shut the door on SWAT. That's how that works, right? Officers did not see anyone else inside or outside. Also, number 415 was heard in the area. Call, disposition set, blah, 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 event closed, blah, 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 date. But, I don't know. Does this sound anything like SWAT? Or like any of this? No. Now, you can use the police and weaponize the police to harass people, but that's called networked harassment. That's when you use, like, when you phone people's workplaces, when you use, like, multiple social media accounts to go after them, if you try to get them fired, if you call the police on them illegitimately, but it's not, like, a swatting attempt. If this was a swatting attempt, it is piss poor of a swatting attempt. And that's at best using the police to try to harass Steve. At best. But you know what's the weird thing that kind of tips me off about this right here? Several past domestic violent issues at apartment. So that means that this apartment or this call has come in multiple times, or at least the person who was reporting had made calls about this situation before and already. We haven't heard Steve talking about this before. We're not, like, because if he wants to call this a swatting attempt, every time that a call would have gone in would have shown, the police would have shown up and done it. And then he would have a, like, list of multiple times. So either this means there is a mistake in the address, or this person is, you know, lying in their report, which I guess is possible, right? They're just lying and saying, oh, this has happened multiple times. But that would all be in the police record, and the police would be able to track that if it is a networking, if it's like a networked harassment attempt. But it gets better. I already know where Steve lives. I've known where Steve lives for a very long time because I worked with Steve. He had moved when I was still working with him. I was well aware of his general location. So I went looking because I was kind of curious. Because I saw this number 415 was heard in area. And I was like, is that another apartment building? Is that maybe where the domestic violence stuff was going on? Because it wasn't at Steve's place, clearly, if he was alone and they cleared it so easily. Well, it took me a little bit digging, but I found it out. It's a police code. I know what's a police code for? Disturbing the peace. So interestingly enough, they went to Steve's place, cleared Steve's place, and said that they could hear this shit happening in the area. Oh, priority when assigned 3. Okay, well, let's look it up. Found it. California priority 3 police. To see what that means. Following is an excerpt of Expert Witness and the Civilian's Guide to Effective Crime Reporting, which introduces civilians to what happens behind the scenes when police answers a call. Priority 3. These are the lowest priority calls that a department will respond to, and they will have the longest wait time, sometimes in excess of 5 hours. Priority 3 calls are those where life or property is not at risk, and an immediate police response will not likely prevent further injury or loss of property, and will likely not adversely impact an investigation. These calls can include welfare checks, noise calls, financial dispute, and lost property. Weird. Funny how that all matches up. Huh. And who was that who was saying something about it's not good? Like, they don't look too kindly on people lying about what's going on? Surely in his TRO hearing, all of this, him accusing this woman publicly of making false police reports and attempting to swat him. Because he said, I was swatted. This is what a swatting attempt looks like. She was not swatted. I was. With this report, which says nothing about SWAT. Anyway, pick your poison. Priority 3 is not what you're saying it is by any reference. Maybe somebody was making a piss poor SWAT attempt. Or maybe this is a networked harassment attempt against Steve to try to, like, freak him out or harass him in whatever way, shape, or form. Or maybe, now hear me out, this might be crazy, maybe it has nothing to do with the internet at all. Maybe there just happened to be in his area some domestic violence going on or some kind of disturbance to the peace, and the police got called and his apartment number got pulled out of the examples. The other option is maybe there is some domestic violence going on in Steve's location. We know he doesn't live alone. Maybe Steve got in an argument with his roommate. And he left the scene and then came back and she was off. Like, she was gone. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not there. Being terminally online. Yeah, maybe there's like a little bit of paranoia going on, and maybe this actually has nothing to do with anything going on the internet. And why would YouTube creators have anything to do with any of this? My goodness. At the very least, if you're gonna make this kind of attempt and try to throw this amount of spin onto whatever fucking nonsense you currently have going on with ROs and TROs and court dates and not showing up to court dates or whatever the fuck you've got going on. Or like whatever weird ass meetup you and Aaron and friends are trying to do in front of a courthouse, because that's not weird at all. Maybe take a deep breath. Maybe it's fine. Maybe it's not any of the things you're presenting, or at least saying that it is. And maybe if it was, you should probably actually black out some more of the information that's on here, because, like, you could basically search the general location and find out who that, dispatch agent was. You could find out who the officer was, because they've all got last names showing. You can get a lot of the information and probably get a solid location if Steve didn't want this information out there. Worst case scenario in his mind is literally nobody cares to SWAT him. The thing is like, with the number of people that have gone after Steve for a long time, the fact that not a single one of them has ever crossed this line, I don't see why any of them would cross it now. Right? Like, what would instigate this additional shit? Now, I am aware that there's, like, a bunch of court dates coming up, but why, like, if you're gonna say, right, if you're gonna say this is swatting, right, and it's, like, because I think he's trying to claim that it's this Charlotte woman he was talking about. if he's trying to call this swatting and it's because of this Charla lady, and the thing that's instigating this Charla lady is the court case against her because you've got a temporary restraining order her or whatever. If that were the case, why would she, who has a case against Aaron, fucking start doing this now in such a weird way? If this is a swatting attempt on the behalf of others, Steve, then you and your friends organizing a meet and greet at your stupid hearing for your stupid Facebook Katie Joy group, then you're witness intimidating as far as I'm concerned. You're trying to intimidate the lady who's there. Good luck, fucko. Like, what a dumb fucking thing to say. This is so stupid. This is so fucking stupid. Whatever. Not my job. Anyway, I just thought that was really, really silly and really, really dumb. And I thought you guys might get a kick out of it. Short answer, Steve was not swatted.